Hello, everybody. Welcome to Biology in the Basement with your host, Mr. Andraco. We are here to just wrap up marking period 3 as well as the circulatory system and my series of I wear different hats. I don't have a large hat collection. And so this was my last baseball hat, Gray Fox. It's a bluegrass festival. As you know, I love music. Bluegrass is one of my favorites. And so I figured I'd finish off by wearing my bluegrass festival hat for Gray Fox. Go Gray Fox. Hopefully by July 15th, the ban will be lifted and I can go see some bluegrass music. But who knows? Who knows? Also, shout out to Bonesy. Bonesy has been repping Rosignol. If you didn't know, Rosignol is a ski and tennis racket producer. Mainly, they do other stuff as well. But if you are a skier or a tennis player, you know that brand. So, we should probably give it up to Bonesy for participating in this as well. So, let's see. What are we going to be doing today? Quick review of the circulatory system, and then you've got 2 quick assignments to do this week. Remember, all assignments can still be handed in the end of this week. We don't need to hand in our grades to guidance until the end of this week. So please keep sending in objectives, blood diseases lab, send that stuff in. Any other assignments that you may have not done yet, get that stuff to me. Also, little tip, I'm not going to put this on Google Classroom, but those of you who watch the videos, take a picture of your homework pass if you have it, and I will give you a point on your average. That's just a little bonus for those of you who have been watching my videos. So yes, I will take your 1 point on your average if you send me a picture of it. So let's do this very, very quickly. But of course, we need to have a fact of the day so that we can get started. And that is the domestic cat is one of the most destructive invasive species globally since it has appeared on Earth. The domesticated cat has been responsible for the extinction of 63 vertebrate species, especially in Australia, New Zealand. It's a huge problem. You can shoot cats any day of the week if you want. In Australia, they are a huge pest. They, of course, were introduced to take care of mouse and rat problems thought to carry diseases, and new studies show that they are actually not very effective at catching rats. The Jack Russell Terrier, though, a dog, is great. So unfortunately, they brought in the cats to try to take care of the rats, and it didn't even work. So there's your fact of the day. All right, let's get started, and we'll get through this real quickly, right? We've been focusing on getting stuff into the blood and now circulating the blood. The blood tubes work with the heart pump, to move blood through the heart. We are 4-chambered. We got this septum right down the middle, keeping the high test blood from the low oxygenated high CO2 blood, keeping us warm-blooded. We've got 2 circuits of circulation, one to the lungs and back, one to the cells of the upper and lower half of the body. The main tubes are your arteries and your veins. The smallest tubes are called capillaries. This is where blood meets cells. And this is where the exchange of nutrients as well as wastes and CO2 occurs between cells. Don't forget what blood is, blood's parts, and its plasma. And of course, it has 4 main jobs, but there are many more working with the skin and the lymphatic and immune systems, as well as the excretory system to do all of these things. We also talked about the clotting of blood and how it forms a net of proteins, and your platelets and your red blood cells get trapped in there. Now, one of your assignments is going to be to chart red blood cells from the right ventricle out of the pulmonary artery to the lungs, back through the pulmonary vein into the left atria at the top, down to the left ventricle, out of the aorta, through to the cells of the body, returning to the heart through the vena cava into the right atria, back into the right ventricle. You may want to rewind that because you're going to need to know that pathway of blood for your final assignment. I also put this guy in here to show you that there are other stops along the way. The liver, the kidneys, right? We've got to filter the blood with these guys. Your blood is also being filtered at your lungs of CO2, right? We have also got to get those nutrients into the system through your lungs, through your digestive system. And so those are other spots. If you took anatomy and phys, you would learn more about the other types of systemic circulation, as it's called. But that's it. We'll get into excretion later. So the first grade of the new marking period will be this worksheet that is W23 in your yellow book. It's basically everything I just told you, so if you just rewatch this video and look at all those pictures, you can get this done. But it also requires you to chart the flow of blood through this pathway. Like I said, you could rewind what I just said real quickly as your guide, or you can just follow the arrows and this slideshow is shared with you. So in lieu of a quiz, normally I would give a quiz on digestion and respiration. This is going to be a quiz, so take a picture of this and send this to me. This will be due to me by Thursday. Also, one other thing, in your lab manuals, you were required to finish up to page 162, I believe, or 163, excuse me. We did skip 157, so if you have not done page 157, we have covered all of this material. So don't forget H157 and to be doing W23, sending that to me by, what did I say, Friday? I'll take Friday. Okay, so this is Andraco signing off, and that's everything you need to know. You guys have a good one.